government shapes generally the structure of the society you live in. Especially these days when government is becoming just bigger and bigger and more of an imposition, more insistent on imposing itself on everyone, whether they like it or not. And the mentalities by which the government operates are particularly significant because it is these mentalities that determine the nature of what the government actually accomplishes and tries to accomplish. The most significant thing is if the mentality and the attitudes that propel the government, that motivate the politicians to participate in the government and the political process and the legislation process, if these attitudes are unhealthy attitudes, negative type of attitudes, backward type of attitudes, counterproductive type of attitudes, then it's going to harm the society we live in. It's going to have harmful effects. Albert Einstein, at a certain point, made a quote that you occasionally will come across in various contexts or in quotations pages. And I'm not sure what the origins were, but I kind of have the feeling it had something to do with the development of the nuclear bomb. But regardless of what it was, the quote was apt. What he said was the kind of thinking that put us in this situation, the kind of mentality that produced the problems that we find ourselves in is not going to be effective in getting us out of... Now this is a paraphrase, but it's essentially what he said, that the same kind of mentality that got us into this hole, the same kind of thinking that got us into this mess, is not going to be an effective measure of getting us out of it. The destructive, counterproductive types of mentalities are always going to get us into problems and never going to get us out of them. The only thing that's going to get us out of problems is having constructive, intelligent, perceptive, clear-thinking mentalities. Do you see that as what our government is currently operating on? I don't. I see our government currently operating on ignorance, idiocy, stupidity, bigotry, and aggression. That's what I see the current society, and that's dragging our current society down. And it's happening because we are allowing it to happen. And the only way to stop it from happening is to go in the opposite direction. Try to use intelligence, information, all the tools at our disposal, information, and maintain perspective of proper priorities. We live in a society that has no sense of proportion, no sense of meaningful priorities. And we obsess over tiny little meaningless things, and while the huge monsters that are sitting in the middle of the room, the big, the expression of everybody's ignoring the giant elephant in the middle of the room. And that's exactly what happens in our society. We are a society full of ostriches, hiding our heads in the sand. And we're never going to be able to address the problems that we have by trying to pretend they don't exist. The three monkeys from, I don't know the specific origins of these three Asian monkeys. The see no evil, hear no evil, and speak no evil monkeys. And it doesn't work.